Welcome to Travel, Pray, Slay, a podcast for professional women who travel, love God, and are ready to level up their life. On the podcast, we discuss all things travel, faith, career, love, and lifestyle, all focused on helping you take the next steps you need to bring your visions into reality and live the extraordinary life God created for you to live. If you love Jesus, Beyonce, and catching flights, then look no further because you have found your tribe, sis. I'm your host, Toya Nicole, and I can't wait to get into today's episode with you. Hey y'all, it's Toya Nicole, and I am back with another episode of Travel, Pray, Slay podcast. So today I just wanted to do a quick podcast all about what is on my travel checklist. So whenever you go on a trip, I'm sure most of you all have a few staples that you always throw in your bag or the things that you can't leave home without. And of course, I have mine. And so, every time we get ready to go somewhere, you have your checklist. Okay, did I forget this? Did I bring my passport? Did I remember this, and this? So I have that checklist. And just over the years, I've developed like a few things that I never forget because they are staples. And so I just wanted to record this quick podcast so that you all know some of the things that I always carry with me and make sure that I have on my checklist. And maybe it'll give you some ideas of some things that, I never thought about doing that. I never thought about bringing that with me. I need to remember that. Or it will encourage you to kind of make your own checklist so that you're not one of those people that like gets on a trip and is like, oh my God, I forgot XYZ, right? So that's part of it, right? I mean, I've traveled so much now and kind of just in my head know all the time what I'm going to pack. But if you are not a frequent traveler, I would encourage you to write out a travel checklist just as a reminder, right? Because so many things are running through our head before we get ready to go on a trip. Flight details, Uber details, arrangements for the hotels, that we can forget the little things. So you can keep it on the notes app on your phone. You can even make a Google Sheet or Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, or you can physically write it out and keep it somewhere. And it's just a good reminder so that you don't forget the essentials, right? So let's get into it. So first, let's start with getting there, right? So I'm primarily going to be talking about when I am traveling by airplane, and not necessarily about the length of the trip, but some of these items do apply for road trips as well. And I'll call those out and the reasons why. But since we're talking about catching flights, I always start with what I like to call my airport outfit. So I have an outfit that I pretty much always wear some variation of because it's so important to have comfortable clothes for your airport experience. Then once you get there, transportation, getting to the accommodations that you have, I like to be comfortable. I see people in the airport kind of all dressed up or with heels. And I'm like, unless you're getting off the plane, going right to someplace fancy or right to whatever your major, event is, I'm being comfortable. So my staple is always black leggings, comfy leggings. Can't do jeans. Don't do shorts or skirts because germs and seats, gross. So I always wear black leggings. I always have on my comfy sneakers. I either am wearing like some little slip-on sneakers or like my for real running shoes. Now, sometimes I will go ahead and wear like my running shoes or whatever shoes I'm working out in, my cross-training shoes, mainly because it cuts down on the luggage, right? Or rather, it cuts down on making a space for it in my luggage. If I know I'm going to be on a trip where I'm working out or going to be going on runs, then I'll just wear my running sneakers. But I do have another cute pair of like slip-on sneakers. So I wear my leggings. Of course, I have on my Travel Pray Slay t-shirt. You can get yours, travelprayslay.com/shop. And I wear my hoodie. We also have a Travel Pray Slay hoodie, mainly because even if I'm going to a warm climate, we all know that airplanes are cold. And so rather than bringing my extra blanket or bringing an extra sweater or a coat, I just wear a hoodie. I can easily take it off once I get to my destination and put it back in my bag. So black leggings, sneakers, t-shirt, hoodie. That's always with me. I always lay it out the night before. I always, know what I'm going to do. So some of my favorite leggings, just FYI, are actually by Fabletics. I love their Power Hole leggings. They are super comfortable and they are my favorite both to work out in and to travel in. So I also take my water bottle with me. So I am now actually using the Hydrate Smart Water Bottle. That's Hydrate, Hydrate. And I love it because it's a smart water bottle that reminds you to drink and it automatically calculates your water intake via an app. And so you have a goal for the day. My goal is 96 ounces of water a day, mainly because I'm so active. It will tell you, send you reminders. The bottle will actually glow to remind you to make sure that you're reaching your goal. I like to carry a water bottle because when you're in the airport, you can refill it at the water stations rather than paying $5 for an airport water bottle. When I went to Miami recently, I took the water bottle with me and it was super easy too. If I wanted to just get like a free cup of water from the restaurant or something, I could just like put it back in my water bottle. And so it's also just a reminder for you to drink your water. We have to drink our water even when we're vacationing, even when we're traveling, okay? Drink your water, mind your business. So I always bring my water bottle with me. Prior to the Hydrate water bottle that I purchased, I had, all kind of other zillion water bottles. So whether you've got a Yeti or a Swell, but you should check out the Hydrate water bottle because it's super cool. And then kind of finishing off the airport and traveling experience, I always bring my iPad. And pro tip, because I only recently discovered this, but y'all may already know this, but you can pre-download movies, TV shows on like Amazon Prime, Netflix, so that you don't have to worry about having Wi-Fi and streaming them. Did y'all know this? I didn't really know this. And so that's like a game changer, right? So the night before, I always download something on my iPad. So while I'm on the plane, if I don't like the selections they have, or whenever I have some downtime on the trip, I am able to like watch something and it's already pre-downloaded. So I don't have to worry about Wi-Fi buffering. Also, we'll download, audiobooks and then download podcasts, all things that even when you're in airplane mode, you can still listen to. So I always remember to download a couple of those the night before, or sometimes while I'm sitting at the airport, to be honest. And so another thing that I love to travel with that's on my checklist is either a crossbody bag or a fanny pack. So I'm saying fanny pack because they are back in style now. People also call them belt bags. I'm a child of the 80s, so they are fanny packs to me. They are back popular now, but prior to fanny packs being popular, I always carried a crossbody bag. A couple of reasons why I like to travel with a crossbody or a fanny pack is just because it's easier for me to access. I don't have to worry about sitting it down, potentially losing it, forgetting about it. And it's pretty much steal proof. That's not the right word. But a crossbody or a fanny pack pretty much is hard for anyone to steal from you, right? Because they can't snatch it off your shoulder. And so it's on your person and it's stuck to you. So it's a pretty safe bet while you're traveling to have a crossbody or a fanny pack. I went to Europe and pickpocketing is huge over there. And so that was like really back in like 2011 when I went to Greece, when I really started doing that because they tell you that, right? Like if you have just like a regular open drawstring purse or, there are times where I have like my regular purse and I look down and I realize it's unzipped, right? It's just easy. You're a target for pickpocketers. So you can pick up a cute like fanny pack. Again, they're popular now at like TJ Maxx or Marshalls. I recently got a fanny pack from Glamaholic Lifestyle. I would definitely suggest that you check them out. Sis Mia Ray, who's the creator, always sells out though. And I was like stalking, waiting on her to restock it. So I have my black leather Glamaholic fanny pack now that I cannot wait to take on my next trip. And with that, I also pack a travel wallet. So it's not a regular wallet, it's a travel wallet. I have a couple. I have one from Glamaholics, and then I also have one that y'all picked up at TJ Maxx. It was like $9. But the reason I like travel wallets is because there are compartments and they're labeled, right? So it's like boarding passes, receipts, passports, documents. Those are really great, especially when you're traveling internationally, right? For example, when I went to Cabo, right? I have my paper boarding passes, right? You have your customs documents. You have the printout for your shuttle or private car transportation. You have your, confirmation of maybe your travel zoo deal. There are so many things, especially when you are traveling outside of the United States, that they still want like a paper copy of. I also like it because when you're traveling and you want to keep receipts, especially when I'm traveling internationally, I always want to reconcile, make sure foreign transaction fees, make sure the conversion was right. So I always keep every single receipt when I travel internationally in case there's ever a dispute that I have to have with my bank. I have all the receipts. And as we've talked about on a previous podcast, Patrina Turner, when she was on the podcast, Get Your Money Right So You Can Travel Right, she talked about the best way to set a travel budget is to actually, after every trip, calculate how much you spent all the way down to once you were on the trip, right? So that's even more important reason to keep your receipts to reconcile. So my travel wallet is just like a flat wallet, but it has those compartments where I can keep all those papers in one place. Okay, y'all, I'm just interrupting this episode briefly to remind you about the Travel, Pray, Slay merch. Did you know we had an online shop? Well, if you want to make a statement and slay, then you have to head over to travelprayslay.com/shop and check out all our merchandise. We've got hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, accessory bags, and luggage tags, which are my favorite. We've got everything in the online shop you need for your next trip. And whether that's a trip to Paris or just your daily trip to Target, you still want to make sure that you slay, sis. So head over to travelprayslay.com/shop and pick up some merch today. Skincare routine. Again, just like we're drinking our water, minding our business, we're also maintaining our skincare routine, ladies. And you cannot neglect it, especially if you are on a trip for over 3 days, I would say. You got to still keep up your skincare routine. So whether you need to get small travel sizes and order a couple extra, whether you need to just get the bottles from the Container Store or the dollar store to put it in there, I always bring my skincare products because I have to maintain the routine. And maybe this is just me, but maybe it's like a bonus tip. I always bring my own face towels from home. I don't know, it's something weird to me about putting hotel face towels on my face. So I have just a routine that when I'm doing my skincare routine, you pat it down to dry and all of that. I like to continue to do that with my own face towels. So I always pack a few face towels from home to help me kind of have the same normal skincare routine that I have back at home. Maybe that's just me and I'm a little weird. But anyway, so a quick way so that you don't forget those items is to keep all your travel size toiletries and items and, your skincare routine in a small bag ready to go, right? I have all of the items in a bag that are ready to go. And if you go to our Travel Pray Slay merch store, you will see that we have the cosmetic bags on the site for that very reason. That is why I have them. So I just keep everything in there. Of course, I take out some of the ones that are liquid, and put in my TSA approved clear bag. But just so you aren't like every trip kind of pulling stuff out the drawers, keep everything in there. So when I get back from my trip, I take everything out of the TSA approved clear bag. Maybe I, pack some things in the carry-on or split it up, but I put everything back into the cosmetic bag and put it back in the linen closet until the next trip. So keeping everything together in one place is going to be great. And then when you're ready for a trip, you grab it and go, and you already have all the travel size items that you need. So I also travel with a candle. I need fragrance in my life. One of my favorite scents is eucalyptus mint. And I also have started to really dig lavender as well, too, for my candles. So I travel with candles. It's, I guess, a no-no in hotels and whatnot, but I ain't burning nothing down with this candle, right? So I always travel with candles. You just never know what kind of weird scents are going to be there. I just like to always set the mood and atmosphere. Again, just like I do at home, I like to sometimes take some of those experiences with me. If you don't want to travel with a candle, whether because you just don't want to have it leave your home, it's one of your favorites, or you don't have like a smaller size in your favorite scent, you can also do incense. So I also do incense/aroma sticks as well. Those are totally doable, and they are super easy to travel with because once they burn, that's it. And they're obviously take up less space in your bag. So a couple of my favorites all are Black owned companies. So candles from Simply Scents. She's a Black owned candle maker out of Houston. And Posh Candle, a Black owned candle maker out of LA. And Posh also has incense aroma sticks. And I love her lavender. So I'm usually packing the candles, but I do have a lot of aroma sticks that I may start packing those as well. Because like I said, it takes up less space. And, the only thing I'm really going to be bringing back is my incense holder. So good idea if you want to set the mood, if you want to always keep your favorite fragrances with you, you can just pack your own candle and incense. And then another thing that I do, and again, this is maybe just like a thing like the face towels that it's just me, but I never forget to pack my flip-flops because I use them in the shower because #germs. So shower shoes, basically. I mean, go to Old Navy, buy those little $5 sandals, right? It's the same flip-flops you would use for the beach, etc. I don't step into a hotel shower in my bare feet. I'm going to have my shower shoes on. So I always remember to lay out a pair of flip-flops for the shower. So again, those are just a few of my travel staples. They are always on my checklist. I never go on a trip without them. And like I said, even if I'm doing a road trip, I'm still packing that water bottle. I'm still packing my skincare routine, right? I still am going to bring my candle and my flip-flops, right? So some of the things like, the comfy airport clothes, the iPad situation, those things aren't like majorly necessary, but I'm always going to do those other things, even for a road trip. So I just wanted to give you all those quick tips and share with you all some of my favorite items and brands. So tell me, what are some of your travel staples? What's always on your checklist? And I will talk to you all next time. Bye. Thanks for checking out this episode. If you want to check out the show notes, you can head over to the website, travelprayslay.com. I would love to connect on social media, so be sure you are following me on Instagram at travelprayandslay and Facebook at travelprayslay. Again, Instagram is at travelprayandslay. And if you love this episode, be sure to subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or your favorite podcast player, and be sure to leave a review. Thanks for listening, and you'll hear from me soon.